Good evening. Hello, Brinker.
Hi, Clea.
How are you?
Great.
We're talking 50 shades of property inspections today.
It can be more than 50 when it's about inspections, it can be more shades than just 50. It is colorful.
And we're
Hey,
back.
Clea. That's
Hey.
right.
So we're talking 50 shades of property inspections. Landlords love routines. Tenants love ingoings. What do we think
That's
about
right.
that, Brinker?
Look, inspections are great, and by law, we can do only 4 inspections, routine inspections per year. Um, we know the time that how we live now with COVID that we survived. We couldn't do inspections due to rules, due to um,
Tenants being sick and not letting us in.
that's right. That's right. And not just being sick, being cautious and worry for their family. And it is important for us that our tenants are protected. And but also then our job is to protect our clients' assets, and we need to attend to the properties and do that inspections because they are important. um, it's not just that we are looking how our tenants are living and how they're looking after the property. It's also good to maintain a property and look after property and that properties are up to standards.
Yeah, it's interesting with routine inspections. It's very focused on the landlord because we're videoing the property for them to see, but it also lines up the tenancy because the first one we do is in 3 months of the new tenants moving in. So that pretty much, that very first inspection that we do will tell us whether we got it right with the tenants or not. And then in that first inspection, we can kind of see where the whole tenancy is going to go after that.
And also supports our ingoing report as well, isn't it? After 3 months, when tenant moves in, we provide the ingoing report, what is a more detailed report. But then on ingoing, we are not checking really what's how's oven is working. Is it heating really well? Is it baking properly or not? Is fan working
Don't you
100%?
shower, Bronca, when you go to do your ingoings? I test the hot water, I run the dishwasher.
That's right. That's right. All this really we find out after 3 months, and of course, it's almost like a new car. When it's like a new property, you have to use that property. You have to use that appliances and to find out, how they're working. Um,
It's true. And the tenants get 7 days to go through the ingoing condition report. For us, it's a visual snapshot, uh, a written report that is also supported by photos. But in the section where it says working, oven working, range hood working, all that sort of stuff is the tenant's opportunity to test because they're living there for and the 7 days that they've got to fill it in. Whereas we might only be in the property for 2 hours, depending on the size.
that's
It is very much focused on the tenant telling us things that may not be working properly. But one thing I did want to add is maintenance is separate to the ingoing. So when a tenant moves in and they want something maintained or repaired or fixed, it needs to be emailed separately to the property manager as a request for maintenance, rather than adding all your maintenance on the ingoing report, because that ingoing can last 5 or 10 years depending on some tenancies.
That's right, because if it's same oven, if there is a smeg oven, it's smeg oven, this year and last year, and if that hasn't been changed, that's what is in a property, and same things is with the dishwasher. On the ingoings, it's more reported what is in the property, and what all the clients. That's okay. That's all right.
I try locking myself in the bedroom and they still find me. But yeah, you're right, with appliances especially,
It's more about recorded what is in the property, but not really how it works. Like it's not when we see it's more to say it's 4 hot plates there. It's electrical oven, but not how to use, how to operate with that. That's kind of things tenants finding out after when they move in and they use and this is why after 3 months, that's the time when we think that is enough time to try all appliances or settle in and then report if is something wrong in the property. But of course, in 3 months, things can change, things can break as well.
It's that classic saying that we hear all the time when an owner hands over their property for the first time and they said, I lived here for 20 years and nothing broke down, and then the first 3 months everything's gone at the same time. But that's also the warranty thing as well. Like, when certain developments have a warranty period, after that warranty period, that's when things start to change in the property, and it always usually happens at once. Depreciation is something I thought we might also mention for the ingoing report, because I've had cases where, the property is brand new when the tenants move in, and what a lovely ingoing that is to type up new, everything's new. But then when it's time for the tenant to move out, it's, wear and tear considered. If there's an issue, you can't replace 3 years with new, can you, Bronco?
That's right. It cannot be forever new. It cannot.
That's right. No, neither can we.
We wish. But no, it cannot be.
But carpet in particular, carpet and paint, it's not new after 7 years paint. It's not carpet after 5 or 10 years. There's certain things.
It cannot be in the same condition, especially, it's a difference between 1-bedroom property where is one person living. It's a difference between 2-bedroom property where is only couple, and a 2-bedroom where is a family.
So true. Wear and tear with more people in the property. That's why on the lease agreements we have the amount of people that are approved for the property for that reason, because the wear and tear factor on carpet and things like that is very, very different with more people in the property. So with routine, sorry.
Also, that legislation is changing constantly. With example, as you said, with carpet. Now tenants not need to professionally clean the carpet when they move out, but we do suggest always for carpet to be professionally clean and to be clean, because everyone expecting for property to be clean when they're moving in. Tenants have to understand when they move out that then we expecting from them to clean the carpet too, because it's not fair that even if carpet is not stained, it should be clean. It should be refreshed, not just a vacuum. Because after leaving 1 year, as we know, we all walk inside of the property. 90% people walk in the property in the shoes. And if you walk straight from outside into inside, that carpet cannot be clean. Even if you are
Yeah,
only 6 months in a property or 1 year, yep, it look clean because there is not stain, but it cannot be clean, and it should be refreshed. Do you agree?
totally agree. And the power of that invoice that we have at the start of a tenancy when it's been professionally cleaned by a professional company or a professional cleaner really speaks volumes for the tenants moving in because there's nothing like an oven that's been professionally cleaned compared to one that's been cleaned by the tenant themselves.
Yeah,
And like you said, it's a courtesy from one tenant to the next. You want to have a little bit of dignity in handing the property back a certain way, provided it was handed over in the same way for you. But
that's
even so, if you're living in a property for 2 years, you need to do cleaning ongoing,
extra.
even throughout it.
Yeah,
Do you think tenants, I mean, we've had tenants that steam clean carpets for the routine inspection. I have. Have you, Bronca?
that's
They
right.
want to present
Yes.
it well.
Yeah. Oh, look, you have people who are very home proud people, and it's the same when they say, "I'm sorry, I'm not ready for inspection this time" or something, and or some people prefer for us to come to do inspection when kids are at school as well, just to keep everything nice and tidy. You know,
In the
then
same place as you left it.
that's right. There is no bookstore, so who knows what the shoes all around, all over the place. Even if we really not look for that, especially you or me who has kids, we understand, that is a normal to have some toys around or something, and we are not there to judge anyone how people live. It's just more for maintenance and for the condition of the property in general.
Yeah, and the routine inspections that we carry out also are there for the owner to plan for the future because the carpet or the kitchen might be past that phase now where it can't really last another tenancy and the owner will need to save and plan ahead for a new refurbed kitchen or some carpet or bathrooms, and
Or
we'd like to
blind,
show even
or
blind.
blinds.
Yeah,
That's another things that is always tricky, because I think the blinds are first one that
show their
um,
age.
show the age. That's right, because of the sun and everything, better condition. But yeah, and also that's something that is moved around the most, isn't it?
Yeah, they're high wear and tear blinds, and the blinds I remember that I hated that early 90s they were everywhere were the cheaper version of a plantation shutter, those wooden slat blinds with the really, you know, they were so heavy to pull up and down. So always after a year or so, you'd be repairing those cords. And
That's
now
right. That
I think,
happens always, isn't it?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And they give the option of light on, you can have it up or you can have the light filtered in, but they're really not practical for a rental property. Nothing like a good old roller blind that
that's right.
might not look as nice, but it does serve the purpose a lot better. Um,
Durable.
yeah, they're durable, and you can get a sheer and put that over the top. You can tell I've been watching The Block the last few nights. I'm so we're starting to detour onto internal renovating, but yeah, no, it's definitely something we point out at the routine, not so much at the ingoing. So would you say the ingoing is for the tenant or the owner?
Ingoing is more for tenants that they know what they're getting, and it's more important for a tenant that they know condition of the property and what is expected when they move out to how to return the property. It's more routine inspections are more for the owners because then they can see how the property is progressing or if there is a V&T and what they can, how they can plan their finance and how to maintain their property.
Agreed. And with the ingoing as well, although we are still doing written reports, the photos really hold the most weight when it comes to the beginning and the end.
That's right.
I'm waiting for that point, that time where the legislation will go, oh, be done with the old archaic, typed up form, just provide a video or photos, because we do spend more time taking photos than we do writing the report.
Yeah, because every single property now has about 150 and plus photos. Even one bedroom unit, when you see all the photos that we take and provide to tenants, like a written report gets what, 5, 6, 10 pages, but then there is 150 and plus photos.
I still remember when I first started 15, 20 years ago, however long, I can't remember now, but I used to run my hand along the edge of the marble bench tops in the kitchen, and it served me well because that's where you can really feel all the little chips, and then having to write small chip, left hand side of dishwasher is so long. Like, if to take all the photos and just point where they all are, it's a no-brainer. It takes so much less
To
time.
really describe, isn't it? If is there any of damage or anything there? Yeah, it was like in 100 words. Still, photo is just one photo, and you can circle it and point, and that's all.
That's so much more easy. So, and we don't do written reports for routine inspections now either.
Yeah, for routine inspections, and we at Novak's well known for our videos that we take a video and then we send a link to the owners. That this is on only stored on our server, and it's very private and confidential, and we send that only to landlords. And usually that videos are very short. That's about 2 to 3 minutes. There is a pointing only on maintenance of the property and condition of the property. Example, that's all. We always record the carpet, we record the walls, if there is any cracks or something that we can send to strata and report to strata if it's a strata issue, condition of the blinds, taps if they're leaking or not leaking, and that's really all. That's what we are really targeting when we are at the property and what we are recording.
Yeah, and for those owners that are overseas, we can send them a link to their property, and it's like they're here. They can walk through their property, and feel comfortable that their property is being looked after by their tenant and by us. So the
That's right.
routines are very important.
Yeah, or if it's something already fixed, and that's the best way to show them if how it's been fixed, and to point that is in a working condition or is again now.
Yes, they can see their new dishwasher that they paid for. They can see, the things that they've upgraded during the time.
That's right. But look, both reports are important, and I think that they bounce off each other. Um, you know, even owners receiving both ingoing report, outgoing report, yeah, all reports, ingoing and outgoing, and routine inspections. They receiving all, and they can compare how their property looked on the beginning of tenancy, what is and how is and end up looking on the end of tenancy, and then routine inspection is to show how property is maintained between these two reports.
Well, they're my two favourite reports I have to do as a property manager, let's just say. But the routines, I guess we do have people in our team that go out a lot and do the routine inspections. And the senior PM does a lot of the ingoing and outgoing reports at Novak because we see the property at the start, we see the property at the end, and then we also get copies to the video and sometimes attend a lot of these routines with the owners because they sometimes like to come through as well. So I find that this particular year and last was very different in property management due to COVID. And I feel like we're just now getting back to how it was before with the
Yep.
routines, especially. But I just, ironically, two tenants today cancelled because they had the flu, whereas I think maybe 5 years ago we wouldn't have cancelled it because someone had the flu. We would just say, "Oh, well, that's all right," we're only going to be 15 minutes. Whereas now it's not even a question. We all just go, "Oh, that's fine. We won't come in."
Yeah. And also now is different. Before, you don't see always tenants at home, but now because lots of people working from home, we see them and we do have a chat with them. We do listen what they're saying, what they're requesting, what they're suggesting as well. Um, because their feedback is really important. That's their home, and they know the best property. How many times we have to call previous tenant to ask about antenna or about the internet or something, because they are one, or how to turn the oven on, especially now new one with the timers and all that. Just because they are one who's been using all that appliances or equipments in the property, and they know how to use it, isn't it?
Yeah, we rely on the tenants during the routine definitely to show us things and tell us things that we normally wouldn't really know about. So it's a very good opportunity to maintain the property for the owner, but also make the tenants home better.
Yep, that's right. It's much
Yeah.
easier for us, isn't it?
It's so much more easy. And when, like you said, people are at home a lot more, they know if the tap's running, the tap's leaking or whatever. Whereas if you're at home at work all day and you just get home and make something quick in the kitchen and go to bed, you're not going to see a lot of stuff. So you're right. We are finding a lot more things and items that need to be looked at whilst tenants are at home. Yeah, so I think is that a wrap tonight, Bronca? Do you think we've come? We could talk about ingoings and routines all day long, what we found and everything, couldn't we? That's all we talk about in the office amongst each other.
That's
You know,
right.
how this property was, how this routine was. It's literally we could talk about it all night. I know I could.
That's right. And also you can see how differently properties look like. When you have a new tenant or something, and how they style it, how they put furniture, how property look much bigger or much smaller, with some things. And it is amazing. And look, I think both of us enjoying in our job. Must be because we are so long, isn't it?
Well, exactly. Why would we do this if we didn't enjoy it? For sure.
That's
Um,
right.
And we don't mind a bit of a sticky bake into people's homes, do we, Branko? No, just kidding.
No, but seriously, as you said, it's like almost looking a block, and you see how
Yeah,
renovations and things works, and how some styles works more with some properties, isn't it?
yeah. And when an owner puts the
Or
money into a
same
property,
two-bedroom unit, but when you see how people put their furniture or things like that, how beautiful it is amazing.
it is. And it's that before and after when they do paint or carpet or kitchen, and you
That's
remember
right.
what it was like before, and you're like, wow, look at it now. It is. It's emotional. We love it.
We do.
And I guess before my other child comes in here, I best get off as well. and back to the office in the morning. I hope that's helped everyone out there tonight.
Yep, I hope so too. And any feedback, it's a great, isn't it?
Yeah, we take on all the feedback and try and take it all on board. So yeah, I think
Thank you.
that's us.
Thank you. Thanks, Cleo.
Thanks, Bronk. I'll see you in the morning.
Thank you. Have a good
Bye.
night, everyone.